Hello, and Bill Carroll, Zinni 62 Media, with a quick viewer's guide to the Army-Navy game. And just get out of the way, go Army, beat Navy. So, this is the 123rd meeting of these two great institutions. Army has won 54, the Black Knights of the Hudson, and the Midshipmen have won 62 with 7 ties over that time period. The two coaches, one, of course, is very established, Coach Jeff Monken, who, of course, is a fairly hot name on the current coaching carousel. Has gone 5-6 this year, but in his time there has posted a very strong 69-55 record in his time there, including one 11-win season and another 10-win season in his time there on the Hudson. And for Brian Newberry, it's his first year. Both teams are 5-6 this year. Newberry, of course, is trying to fill the very big shoes of the legendary Ken Niumatalolo at the Naval Academy. So, by the numbers, both schools are amongst the most difficult to gain admission to in the entire United States. The acceptance rate is approximately 12% at the United States Military Academy at West Point, approximately 11% at the Naval Academy. And the average SAT score at both institutions is roughly the same, about 1360 or 1370. The ranges are between 1220 and 1450 roughly, but the vast majority of them are on the higher end, with some even above that. And then the ACT score minimum is 227 up to about 33 or 34. The minimum acceptable GPA is usually about 3.66. If it's somewhat lower, you can make up for it by having a higher score on either the ACT or the SAT. In addition, you have to have letters of recommendation. It is very advisable that at least one of them come from a sitting member of Congress. So that's how hard it is to get into either one of the academies. The third ranked liberal arts institution in the United States currently, according to U.S. News and World Report as of last year, is the Naval Academy number 8 for West Point. Also, some interesting numbers. As I said, you need to be at least in the 75th percentile to be seriously considered. That means about a 3.66 GPA, about 1370, 1360 or so on the SAT. And that's in the case of getting in to the Naval Academy. And then at West Point, once again, about 1360. They look more at GPA a little harder. About 3.9 is really about what's acceptable. 73 members of the graduating classes at the Naval Academy have won our highest military honor, which is the Medal of Honor. Also, there's been one U.S. president, that would be James Earl Carter, who later went on to serve under Admiral Hyman Rickover in the original version of the nuclear navy. He was, of course, a nuclear physicist by training. On the Army side, there have been 77 winners of the Medal of Honor and 2 U.S. presidents, Ulysses Simpson Grant, who, of course, was our 18th president, and also Dwight David Eisenhower, who was a football player, and a pretty good one in his days at West Point. Good enough that if things had been different, there wasn't really much in the ways of professional football in his days, but he probably might have played professional football. He did play some semi-pro baseball under an assumed name, played football against, amongst others, Jim Thorpe during his playing days, and was an Olympic-level athlete in the modern pentathlon, though I don't believe he competed. I think Patton might have. Don't quote me on that. But that is a brief guide. I do expect Army to win, though both teams are 5-6. I think Army's faced a slightly tougher schedule, and I think they've looked a little more impressive. But, of course, I am super biased, so don't go by me. But once again, please watch. There's no other game like it, quite frankly. As we've mentioned, obviously there's a military commitment for both sides. And one of the reasons that you don't see a lot of 320, 330, 340-pound players is, in addition to the fitness standards, they both have to pass the Army or Navy personal fitness test. They also have to fit into a uniform, and they only make uniforms up to a certain size. So they had to do something special for David Robinson, who grew. He was 6'6" when he entered the prep school the year prior to being admitted to the Naval Academy. And by the time he graduated from the Naval Academy, he was over 7 feet tall, 7 feet and 1/2 inch. So they had to do something special with him. But once again, that is your viewer's guide to the 123rd playing of the Army-Navy game. And once again, go Army, beat Navy. Bill Carroll, Zinni 62 Media.